So, Austyn, you're here at Penn State helping out with the camps. Could you explain what brought you up here?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in great contact with our coaching staff. Our coaching staff definitely made me mature a lot and grow up, and have done a lot for me in my life. And as I saw that I wasn't going to get a chance with the NFL, I've been working camps all around the country. Was up in Oregon with the Elite 11, and then just finished at Vanderbilt. Now I decided to head up here. You can learn a lot from this coaching staff. They're a great group of guys, and really motivate kids. And especially as an entry-level coach, which is what I want to do with my life, they just serve as a great role model for me.
A lot of Penn State fans they've seen what this coaching staff's been able to do, recruiting and that sort of thing. But what are they going to see from this staff come game day and that sort of thing? What do they kind of bring to the table?
It's difficult. The biggest thing that's a difference is the energy, obviously, that they bring. But on game day, I'm pretty sure the fans will be bringing the energy. So from a coaching perspective, they just do a very good job of controlling what they can control. They keep things in perspective. It's all about today and your work ethic today and how you approach the day. And with that being said, the guys just change. The character of the team is high, the team is close, and they go out there on the field and they play really united together. And I can't speak necessarily for Penn State yet, but I know Coach Franklin, I know this coaching staff, I know what I've been through for the last 3 years, and there's no doubt that they'll continue that tradition here.
And a little bit, can you tell us about Ricky Ronnie?
Yeah.
I mean, here's a guy who people don't really know a lot about. They're just trying to get to know him.
Yeah.
What is he like as a coach? What is he like as a guy?
Absolutely. Coach Ronnie and I are actually really different, which I love to tell people because our styles together, we really had to get to know each other really well, and we grew so much. We grew immensely, and it just shows as a coach how he was willing to work with somebody who was a little bit different than him, and he did a great job with me. Always put me in a position to be successful. He's a hard worker. He's a calculating guy. He loves the X's and O's of football. For me, I really enjoy the relationships. Coach Franklin, I know he really enjoys the relationships. It's not to say that Coach Ronnie doesn't. Coach Ronnie's a great father figure to me, but at the same time, he definitely enjoys, breaking things down on the whiteboard and watching film. And he's a special guy, and I have no doubt that he'll be a very successful coach. And right now, he's going to get Hackenberg and the crew ready. Those quarterbacks will go out there ready to play.
Have you seen those guys at all? Did you get a chance to watch them do anything? Or?
Yeah, I got to meet with Christian actually for about an hour and a half, and great person. That's the first thing that I'll say. He has all the physical tools, he has the size, all those different things, but he's a really good guy, and we got to talk honestly about what all I went through at Vanderbilt, and tried to help him as much as I could with getting used to a new offense and a new system here at Penn State, because our offense is pretty sophisticated, and that's why you see it have the success on Saturday.
Were you able to get a feel for what he had done? Because Bill O'Brien was kind of known as this offensive innovator, and now you guys your former staff is coming in with their own twist. Did you get any sense for kind of how different it might be?
Absolutely. He had a lot of freedom, and Coach O'Brien ran a very sophisticated system, much like the one here. So I think the biggest thing that I could say to Penn State fans is just how impressed I was with how quickly Christian Hackenberg is picking up this new offense. Because for me, I was a transfer, played in the spread offense, tried to get used to this offense. It took me a good year and a half. And for Hackenberg, going upstairs and talking on the whiteboard, I can tell he's already where I was. And that's great because it speaks to the sophistication of Bill O'Brien's staff. They did a really good job, really tough system, and that's translating very well for him and the rest of the offense here at Penn State.
Now, for people who don't know, you tore your ACL last season, and you actually played 3 games with it. Am I right about that?
Yeah. So I was a starting quarterback at Vandy and played the first 6 games, tore my ACL against Georgia in week 6, and then came back the last 3 weeks and won my last 3 starts against Kentucky, Tennessee, and Wake Forest.
And why was the decision made, if I can spit it out, not to play in the bowl game? Was it just you had to get the surgery, or what?
I just think it speaks to what the coaches. For me, I was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, starting quarterback at the end of the season. Yeah. So I think for them, it was a sacrifice on their behalf to say, Austyn, the best thing for you is to pursue your professional career and get that surgery taken care of. So they did me a huge favor. I'm so thankful for it, and we ended up winning the game anyway. So I think it just speaks to how much they care about you as a person off the field, as opposed to just the number and the helmet that you are on the field.
And one last thing, are you done playing football now, or because that's got to be a very difficult decision to just say, I'm going to pursue coaching?
Absolutely.
Or is there a little inkling that something may happen?
No, I had to lay the itch to bed before I was coming out here to try to be a coach. And so for me, I'm definitely getting into coaching. I've turned that page. I know so many people that get caught up on the fact that they could have kept on playing. But, for me, the way I finished my career, coming off an ACL, started 28 games of college football at 2 different universities, was a captain at both schools. I've done my football. I've done it, and I just want to work with kids. I want to help them. I want to help collegiate players. I think the 18 to 22-year-olds are in such a good period of growth that to be able to help guys like this staff help me grow up as a person, I think is extremely important.
Thanks. I appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.